Okay, let me start with an honest question. Why does everyone who talks about Mercedes SUVs always mention the GLC, GLE, even GLS, but almost never the GLB? But if we stop for a moment, look objectively, and truly understand what it offers, the 2026 Mercedes GLB might actually be one of the most sensible, most flexible, and most underrated SUVs in the entire Mercedes lineup this year. Today, I don't want to just read the specs. I want to truly dissect this car like a host who lives with it, because often the most underrated cars are the most rational to own. As soon as I stood in front of the 2026 GLB, one thing was immediately noticeable. Its design doesn't follow trends. While many SUVs are racing to have sloping, coupe rooflines, the GLB maintains a bold, boxy shape, upright, functional, and that's precisely its identity. The front grille with its large star in the center looks more modern than the previous generation. The LED headlight design is now thinner with a sharper light signature. The front fascia looks cleaner and more premium, but not overly so. This isn't an SUV that's trying too hard to look expensive. It's already expensive, so it doesn't need to show off. From the side, the GLB's proportions feel unique. Its length is compact, but its roofline makes its silhouette very different from that of the GLA or even the GLC. The bold wheel arches, large 19 to 20-inch wheels, and straight shoulder line give it a solid stance. It has a classic SUV feel combined with a modern touch. The rear has also been refined. LED lights with new internal graphics give it a more contemporary look. At night, the visuals are much more premium than one might expect for its class. Now we get to the part that sets the GLB apart from almost all its rivals. The interior. As soon as the door opens and you sit inside, you realize this is still a Mercedes. The latest generation MBUX dual-screen system immediately greets you. The digital instrument panel and infotainment screen merge into one horizontal panel that looks modern and clean. The MBUX system is now much more responsive. The graphics are sharper. The navigation is smarter. The Hey Mercedes voice command responds more naturally. Wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are standard in many global markets. But that's not what makes the GLB special. What makes it unique is the seating configuration. In the compact luxury SUV class, almost all competitors only offer 5 seats. But the 2026 GLB still offers a 7-seat option, and this isn't a marketing gimmick. It's truly usable. The second row slides forward and backward. The backrests recline. Headroom is generous thanks to the high roof. The third row is certainly better suited for kids or short trips, but its flexibility changes the way you use this car. You don't need to upgrade to a large SUV just to get 2 extra seats. This is where the GLB quietly wins. The cabin materials have improved compared to the previous generation. There are more soft-touch finishes, aluminum or wood trim depending on the variant. Ambient lighting in a variety of colors creates a premium ambiance at night. Now let's talk about performance. The global GL250 variant uses a 2.0-liter turbocharged engine with around 220 HP and enough torque for dynamic daily use. The 8-speed dual-clutch transmission delivers quick but smooth gear shifts in comfort mode. Acceleration isn't brutal, but it's perfectly adequate. 0 to 100 km per hour takes around 6 to 7 seconds, depending on the variant. For a compact family SUV, that's more than adequate. If you want something more aggressive, there's the AMG GLB 35 variant with over 300 HP. This is a 7-seat SUV that can drive like a hot hatch, a combination not many people realize. The GLB's handling feels solid. The suspension is tuned for balance, not too soft, not too harsh. Body roll is controlled for a tall SUV. Steering is light in the city and quite precise at high speeds. A 4MATIC all-wheel drive system is available to provide additional traction in rain or snow. This isn't a hardcore off-road SUV, but for light terrain and adverse weather conditions, it's very capable. Now, let's be honest about its market position. Below it sits the smaller, sportier GLA. Above it sits the larger, more expensive GLC. Many people jump straight to the GLC out of prestige or the assumption that bigger is always better. But when you compare rationally, the GLB often offers superior value. It's more reasonably priced, has more manageable dimensions in the city, and boasts a 7-seat flexibility that even some rivals like the BMW X1 or Audi Q3 don't have. And compared to its bigger brother, the Mercedes-Benz GLC, the GLB may be a little short on absolute luxury, but it excels in flexibility configuration. That's why I call it underrated. Because people often judge cars based on size and price, not on their actual needs. For young families, urban professionals, or even couples who want extra space without sacrificing parking convenience, the GLB is a sweet spot. Safety technology is also no joke. Adaptive cruise control, lane keeping assist, blind spot monitoring, and automatic emergency braking all available depending on the market and variant. These assistance systems operate smoothly, not too aggressively, and feel natural. Build quality remains typical Mercedes. The doors close with a solid sound. The steering wheel feels thick and comfortable to grip. The seats support long journeys without becoming fatigued. Are there any drawbacks? Of course there are. Some might feel the price is still premium for a compact SUV. The suspension can feel a bit firm on very rough roads. The third row isn't for tall adults on long trips. But beyond that, it's hard to find a compelling reason to ignore it. What makes the 2026 GLB appealing is the philosophy behind it. It doesn't try to be the most luxurious. It doesn't try to be the most fast. It's not trying to be the most futuristic. It's trying to be the most balanced. And in a modern automotive world full of extremes, super-fast electric SUVs, giant screens, radical designs, sometimes the most sensible cars don't get the spotlight. The 2026 Mercedes GLB is an SUV you understand once you really take a closer look, once you've sat in it, after you've driven it for a few days. This isn't a car for show. This is a car for everyday living. And perhaps it's precisely because it doesn't scream that it's underrated. But if we're honest and objective, the 2026 GLB is one of the most complete packages in its class. Flexible, modern, powerful enough, safe, and still carries the Mercedes name. So the question now isn't whether the GLB is underrated. The question is, are you brave enough to look beyond size and hype? Because it might not be the most underrated luxury SUV this year. It's the most balanced. And that's where the GLB quietly wins the game.